Hi all, welcome Awakening Truthers. We got a big story coming up here. This is just a short recap. I'm putting together an interview I just had with 4 people who are personally involved with what happened the past few weeks up in Paradise, Butte County. It occurred on 11/9/9/11, and now 3 weeks later we have many stories to tell. Many are missing. It's a horrible, horrible story we're going to be telling, but I'm going to let them tell the story. But look at this, folks. They're coming out with beer cans, Fox Channel, Resilience, Resilience. Look at this. Unbelievable what they're doing, how quickly they're commercializing and profiting and then mind memeing. Look at this. Butte Strong, Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers, Butte Strong. Look at his handlers, folks. I mean, this guy, unbelievable. Anyway, so let's get into it a little bit. What we're finding out is whatever they're doing up there is a military operation. They've taken over all of Paradise. It's locked down. You cannot get in there. Basically, very few people got out of Paradise. Very few people. Here they're saying that there was no time for responders, and people said we got no response whatsoever. The fire began at 6:30 in the morning on the morning of 11/9, and we have many photographs, but the population is much greater than what they're telling us. It's more like in the 30,000. They haven't changed the number, as you can see from this chart here. And we were told that yesterday they've stopped doing body counts because the dental records office of the dental records of the people in Paradise was destroyed as well. The entire town of Paradise is gone. This number of 26,000 people is low by the accounts of people who grew up there all their life. Look at its flat line. It's never grown, never declined. So the numbers are much higher. They said that 1,200 people originally lost, then they're down to 400, now they're down to 200. They started a Facebook page, Adopt a Family, to maybe place people or maybe hide the fact that there's a lot more people, like thousands, like tens of thousands who did not make it out. This is not me saying, this is the first person accounts from yesterday we're going to be publishing here shortly. We also have many people that are trying to get their story out. They're reaching out. Hey, we lost it. We have no place to go. We went to the Kmart and went to the set up FEMA camp there. FEMA has set up a massive operation of emergency services with double huge circus tents with over 20 semis. They have military trucks, MRAP. To a person, they're saying it's military personnel. It's not their own. And then they're taking down the sites where we posted about the drone footage of the trees being standing and the homes being torched. But it's not just here. Queensland. Look at what's happening in Australia yesterday, folks. Just happened yesterday. 132 fires, sweltering heat. People can't get out. They're stuck in their homes. Same thing happened in Paradise. Cars were stuck in lanes, one lane. They were only waiting in one lane, and then they got torched. The stories you're going to hear from first-person accounts are horrible, so I need to prepare you for that. But there's many, many stories going on here. We're now about 3.5 weeks after the event, and we're still in trying to figure out what went down. And we're also finding out that we're learning from these people of some heroic efforts, some really some very tough efforts, and also some directed energy weapons that were clearly used. I mean, here this is I think this is in Tokyo. This was 2 days ago, but look at this picture, folks. This is in Hungary. There's your lasers right there. It's photographic evidence. Somebody saying they're not using lasers, show them the picture. And then we get comments like this. I'm seeing several comments of people wanting to speak out that are in the industry. So these are photographs that were taken by people fleeing the fire that I interviewed yesterday, and I want to share these with you so we get these on record. This is a Kmart. This was a tree that the guy saw explode. You can see the lasers coming in, and then it hit the Kmart right after that. But here's your prima facie evidence showing that the lasers hit the trees, exploded the trees, and then it went and hit the Kmart, which is right in the foreground as well in Paradise in Butte County. But these photographs here are showing just overwhelming evidence that the fires, look at this, look at trying to flee, and you're seeing the flames in front of you, the cars hitting at brakes because they couldn't get away. They said they were bracketed, they couldn't get out. Look at how these, possible laser is right there, and then you're seeing many, many lines in the sky. Look at that line up in the right there as these fireballs are going out. Now, this is one of the first fires that started in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, didn't do it in the middle of the night. What are these striations that are coming? It's taken through the windshield, granted, but look at those lines coming down, folks. Look at the lines coming down here from this cloud that's separating and then separating into definite beams. I mean, how can you say that these were not directed energy weapons that were used on the town of Paradise? I mean, it's just overwhelming evidence. Now look at the blue light. Remember we had in California, I have over 40 people that said they saw blue lasers the night of the fires of October 8th. Here's that day again, October 9th, 9/11. And this is blue light on the trees. How can there be blue light on the trees? One of the first person accounts you're going to hear later, guy said he looked at the lights, looked at the blue. The blue was so bright it blinded him he could not look at it. Look at all the blue on the trees. This is what happens when the lasers get excited with the soot and the dust and all the stuff being brought up, the dust and everything, and so that what makes them visible, and that's how you can see them. People are saying lasers are invisible. Well, yes, but no. You can see infrared lasers. I do that when I get my treatments. So, you know, this blue light is everywhere in these photographs, and we're going to keep fleshing out the stories, and many people are sending me more and more information on this stuff too. Look at the lines up there, folks. Look at those lines. They compare to the lines from that other picture. Now, the other thing to note is with the Oroville Dam that was blown up, I think, back a year and a half ago during the wet seasons of 2017, is just a stone's throw 40 miles away from what's going down in Butte County in Paradise. And then right down the road from Lake Oroville Dam is the Pave Pause radar system at Beals Air Force Base near Sacramento. This is a massive, massive microwave radio frequency device right in the backyard of Butte County and the Oroville Dams. Is there connections to this? Should we be asking questions about if they're using military operations, U.S. military operations, to start the directed energy weapons that they're murdering, killing tens of thousands of people now, folks? I mean, this is insane. So here's another, this is from Jack, and thank you, Jack, for sending this. He went through the video and showed that these fires, and if you look closely to the left there, you're going to see a big cell tower right next to the fires where they started. So is this another operation? They're using the cell phone towers to help create the fire. But this is dark satanic energy. This is the Antichrist. This is RMN. This is James Lee Witt, the FEMA director. 66 people died. 600 people reported missing. 666. The torch Paradise Lost is about Satan's victory over God when he tempted Eve with the forbidden fruit, which led Adam and Eve expelled from paradise. Fire started on November 8th. It was 8 days after Satan's expulsion from paradise that Satan returned to tempt Adam and Eve with the fruit of forbidden knowledge. The 8th is one day before the 9th of November, 9/11/11. Therefore, the fire started on the eve of 9/11. Adam and Eve and the fall of paradise, another Luciferian ritual. Thoughts and prayers for the victims indeed. Here's some aerial images, and look at these fires going east. Look at how powerful these are. And we have the videos from previous that no trees were burning. They've taken that down as well, folks. They took that Butte site down for recovery down. It showed that no trees were, the homes were torched, but none of the trees were. And this is down in Malibu. Look at the energy that they've created from these things. Look at the massive plume that's going up thousands of feet into the air. Same thing we saw from the helicopter videos from KCRA looking down. This massive, massive creation of their geoengineering storms that they're putting up here. This is what we're facing. So Malibu, Santa Rosa, Goleta, Santa Barbara, Redding, Paradise, Trinity, Lake County, Mendocino Complex fires, Goleta, and down in Thousand Oaks. These are all been torch fires that have happened in the past year and 2-3 months. I mean, this is going on. We're under attack. There's so much evidence, and so you can't deny it's going on. And then when you hear, this is down in the Santa Barbara fires. They hit them twice, then they hit them in the rain afterwards. This is Loon Lake up in Canada, and also the Fort McMurray Beast Fire that started the year before up there gave us an indication of what was going on there as well. But we are under attack, California especially, Queensland, Australia, around the world. So heads up on a swivel, speak out. We're going to go back up to Paradise, get more interviews with people, but I'm going to release these interviews shortly once I get a little rest, and we'll start letting you hear what first-person accounts are saying about what really happened. There's no doubt, folks, we are at war. So it's a silent war for quiet weapons. We need everybody on deck, all hands on deck. Calling all warriors. Peace, plain truth out, and next videos are going to knock your socks off. Peace.